Greetings, David Avocado Wolfe here. This is for my Twitter or X audience, and I've got an interesting report. So I was originally from the East Coast, grew up in San Diego. My uncle lives on the border, so we grew up in that house most of my childhood in the 70s and 80s. So it's like his house and the row of houses next to him, his road, and then on the other side of his road is a ranch that goes all the way to the border. So there's literally nothing between him and the border. What's going on there is absolutely insane. There are encounters with Africans, Pakistanis, Afghans, every country in the world. He's like, my uncle said to me last night, he said, I wish it was Mexicans. In 1978, a group of Mexicans came across the border there. My uncle took them in and we fed them and they became part of our family. And that's not what's happening at the border. So this idea that it's like, we don't want Mexicans coming in is not at all what's happening there. What's happening is a full-on invasion of people all over the world. Now, in the 70s, early on, when I was a real small kid, the neighbor from the house that I grew up in, this is not in San Diego, it was before I moved to San Diego, she was like an amazing matriarch of a beautiful family. They were very wealthy, and she was very adept in understanding politics. And she told us back in the 70s, she said the ultimate goal of the Democrat Party was to break down the southern border, allow the entire country to be invaded by illegals so that they could vote the Democrats in forever. Middle of the 1970s. This is 1975. I was a small little kid, but I remember that. Look what happened. Look what happened. She was right. She was absolutely right. Bless her soul. And that we cannot allow it to happen. This is an invasion. This is not immigration. This is an invasion. We have a system for immigration. So when people say you're against immigration, no, we have a system for immigration. This is something entirely different. This is empowering sex trafficking. This is empowering human trafficking. This is letting the Mexican cartels run the border. This is empowering drug trafficking. I'm sure at some level the Democrat Party is getting a piece of the action, and then they're using that to funnel more people in. You can't tell me there's a difference between the Democrat Party and the CCP. The Republicans are just a bunch of cowards, and it's a total joke, and it's a total grift, obviously, right? But the Democrat Party is deeply involved in evil at the very highest level, and they want to break down not only the southern border and this country, they want to collapse this system. And it probably goes back to the original Revolutionary War, which was a major pushback of the powers of Europe. And the powers of Europe, the aristocratic powers, the banksters, they hated it. And this is their revenge. This is what they've been trying to do for hundreds of years. And they're going to succeed unless we stop them. So we have to do everything we can to alert everyone of this issue. My uncle had to electrify the fences all around his house. It is a major crisis that's going on. They can't control it. The police can't control it. The Border Patrol can't control it. Every single time they drive down the road, there's something even crazier happening. And so it really hurts my heart because I grew up in that house, and we grew up on that in the ranch across the street that goes to the border. We would go running out there as kids. Not today. It's a much different situation. So do everything you can. Empower policies. We got to get the right people in there. We got to do something. Put the military on the border. Whatever we can do. And that means we cannot be fighting a war in Israel. We cannot be fighting a war in the Ukraine. Our war is the southern border. That is an insane asylum, what's going on there. And it's definitely not only not good for the United States, it's not good for the people who are coming across that border. We can't tell what's going to happen to them. We can't secure their welfare. And my God, the rapes that have gone on, the sexual molestation, the child trafficking, it hurts my heart. Anyway, those are my thoughts for today. Thanks by the way, for being a fan of my Twitter page, my X page. And it's an experiment. We're always putting things out there, that seeing how it works. And we've got a great audience now, and I really appreciate you. Anyway, in spite of that, have the best day ever.